Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a special episode because it is the 25th episode of the series. And the reason for that is that I said when I started that I would make 25 episodes and then I would see whether I'm going to continue doing this or not. And although there's been a lot of technical difficulties, I think that I will continue doing this just because I find it fulfilling and I find that I'm pursuing my purpose. With that being said, I want to essentially talk about my intentions for running this future channel. And I've written a bunch of prompts and I'll probably ramble a bit. And with that being said, let's just start. The first thing is why I don't ask for subscribers and likes. And although psychology would say that if I were to do this, I'd probably receive a lot more subscribers and I'd essentially accumulate a lot more likes and whatnot. That is not my goal. My goal is to provide value without asking for anything in return. Because if you think about it, I'm already receiving fulfillment by doing this. And I find the process of making this fulfilling just because I'm talking about my passion and whatnot. And so I don't think there is really anything else need to be said about that, except that life is not about choosing the rewards you want, it's about choosing the problems you want to solve. And so for me, I find that this is what I want to do. Many people want to say that they want to become rich and famous, but there are so many different routes to doing that. And the thing we should strive is to pick what things we want to solve in our daily life and what we actually find fulfilling doing. With that being said, I have considered if I did become successful, would I sell you anything? And my honest answer is that for the majority of it, I would not. And if I did ever do that, I would be very intentional about what I was selling or what I was promoting. Most people would take the opportunity to cash out early, and by doing so, they essentially ruin the longevity of their career, and they also ruin their reputation as a person. And so if I ever did sell something, it would be very intentional about how I'm doing it and what I'm selling or what I'm promoting. For example, if I ever did turn something like this into a career, it would probably be through mentorship, preferably one-on-one, but otherwise maybe like an author or something. Because at least in my opinion, I find that if you were to write a book, then you would probably ask for a little bit of compensation for the amount of time that you've written a book. And although I might be wrong about that, you probably make a book and sell and just give it for free. I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's even better, because then you're just writing a book because you like writing or whatnot, right? However, there are very few things that I would consider. So, for example, writing a book. If I ever were to write a book, I'd probably sell a book. Let's be honest, because I'm not the type of person to write a book and therefore take a lot of effort and probably want a little bit of compensation for doing that, or for teaching like lessons and taking time to do my research and whatnot, right? Otherwise, I'm just going to essentially provide value for free. I don't see why I would charge for stuff like this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. See what the future entails. I essentially don't want to just become a sellout, because that's against my morals, I guess, as a person. But yeah, the next thing was why I numbered the episodes. Essentially, I numbered the episodes because I'm using it as a metric to see two things, really. to see how long it takes for me to improve and to see potentially how long it would take for me to become successful. There are two parts of me where I've considered turning this into a career or just essentially keeping this as a journal, or not as a journal, but as an extension to my journal. Because as a kid, I didn't have a lot of videos of me growing up. And so by doing this, I can essentially make videos of my lifespan or as a journal. And by publishing them, I essentially just let you take things that I've learned and shortcut yourself to success. Another thing is why I don't edit the episodes. I've never really been into like editing and video making in particular. I have been into photography. I like photography a lot. I did a lot of that in school. And so maybe some things will carry over. But with that all being said, whenever you watch a video of mine, I essentially want you to be very intentional with it. And I want you to be very present while watching the video. I don't want to add music and add all this editing so you're just mindlessly watching my videos, right? I want there to be some intention that you're here to potentially learn and then actually apply things in your own life, or take a mindset that I've accumulated over my experiences, right? But yeah, that's that. My last two things is who is my target audience and what is our mission? My target audience is probably for my younger self. Basically, when I was younger, I was not very disciplined and I was fairly incompetent to the point where I chose escapism through instant gratification. And so whether that was like video games, I had a lot of bad eating habits too, and my mental health was very poor in the past. And so essentially I'm trying to, I guess, make videos that would help my younger self or help you or really help anyone get out of a dark place or just to improve as a person. So with that being said, I've said this time and time again, our goal is to become the best versions of ourselves possible. So I want to help people find their sense of direction in life. I want to help them pursue their purpose and become more competent, disciplined individuals. I want people to stray away from escapism and face it head on by delaying gratification. And I want people to be fulfilled in the long term so that they may become more happier. With that being said, I want to thank you for joining me and peace out. Bye.